Alright, monotone here, so bear with me. Quick disclaimer before we hop into this. Jake and I had gotten almost done with our first game when I realized that Jake had brought a level 100, so we started the second match knowing quite a bit about each other's teams. Friends don't let friends bring level 100s to red matches. Everybody, please remember that for their future bouts. What's going on, guys? David of the Steel City Snorlax, and today I'm bringing you my red week 2 match against Jake and his sand team. This thing wants to play. Spoilers, he didn't bring the sand, so yeah, all that prep for nothing. Fuck me. Anyway, let's hop into this. So I've got my dedicated lead for this battle, Electros, starting things off, and we're about to find out what he wants to send in first. It's probably going to be the Empoleon or the Probopass or the Golurk actually, because I figured he'd want to set up rocks. He actually ends up bringing in his fat ass penguin over here. And lo and behold, he goes for rocks the first turn. Now Electros is looking across the field, and she's like, damn, I want to take a bite out of that. So I go for a Super Fang, and yeah, he's at half health. And now let me explain kind of like my next move here. So, being an electric type, and having already shown the normal move Super Fang, I figured he would go out into his ghost ground thing. What's that called? I don't remember what that's called, but I figured he'd predict some sort of normal or electric type move, and that would be the perfect counter to it. So I go for the grass knot, thinking that that I'm gonna get this thing, catch it off guard. Unfortunately, he doesn't, and I just grass knot this Empoleon, and it does no damage, but he's not really doing damage to me either because I'm assault vested. So we're about to start this war of attrition right here. It's not very interesting. We're just slinging moves back and forth at each other. So y'all can watch this real quick. Unfortunately, I get burnt, which makes it go by a little bit faster. He's over there eating on his fucking apple. So he unfortunately ends up winning this. And I know my Electros is about to drop, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, alright, what am I going to send in next? But the choice is pretty apparent to me, because I got this boss-ass Choice Specs Onion Fairy that can pretty much OHKO everything on his team, except for maybe that Probopass and maybe the Empoleon at full health. But fortunately for me, the Empoleon is going to be sitting at 27% after lefties. So I bring in the Onion Fairy Doc, and I smack Happy Feet right out from underneath him with an energy ball to the face. So Empoleon drops, and he sends out this stupid steel dog thing, and I kind of want to preserve my Celebi because it does work to pretty much his entire team. So I switch out, and I go into my physical wall, my big old balls, and take an Ice Punch right to the dome. So my balls are pretty pissed off at this point, and they're like, alright, let's spit some fire. So they catch Gashadon on the switch with a Will-O-Wisp. I'm not too upset about the residual damage, but my plan for this slug isn't to beat it with Wheezing. So I decide to switch my physical wall the hell up out of there, and I send in my my Pimp Crow, send in my Murkrow, and I take a nice big gulp of Scald to the face. And Murkrow was like, didn't really appreciate that 35% damage. I thought it would do less because I'm Eviolite, but apparently I underestimated the Gashadon, or overestimated the lack of special defense investment that I put into this bird. But anyway, I decided to go for the Roost. I don't think it's time for my shenanigans just yet, so I'm going to heal up right here as he just keeps slinging some more water at me. And I'm like, I hope he stays in so I can start my shenanigans. And lo and behold, he stays in and slings some more water at me. So I look at him with my big ass fucking eye. I'm like, gotcha, bitch! And now Gashadon is trapped. So it's time for some shenanigans. And I'll sit back and let you watch what happens. Oh, and as a side note, for everyone watching, this is what I was telling Bill about when I was referring to trapping his crest. Fuck that crest. That thing is taking a Parishon to the fucking dome. Let's go. Anyways, so we get to the last turn of Parishon, and I have to decide if I want to switch out and save my Crow in his little pimp stutter step, or keep him in to get a more favorable matchup, considering I'm at less than half health, and Jake now knows my trick. So Rook decides to go Kamikaze and Dive Bomb all up in Gastrodon's grill, and they both go out in a blaze of glory. So no more Slug, which is pretty fucking nice. So I'm happy, and now neither of us know what's going to come out from the opposing side, so I'm like, alright, it's time to bring Celebi back in, do some work. And he brings out his ghost robot. What the hell is it called? I keep blanking on the name. It's what the hell is it? Somebody help me out here. Anyways, so I'm like, damn. He's not gonna wanna take one of my green balls. And I see him eyeballing me, and he's looking at my green balls, and he wants to eat that. So I'm like, alright, let's serve that up to him. So I smack him in the face with an energy ball, and I'm like, get the fuck up out of here. So he drops. And out comes his Probopass. So I figure, why not just stay in and throw some more balls at this Probopass. So I throw another ball at it. Does a decent amount of damage, and he Thunder Waves me. And at this point, I'm like, I don't really want to be paralyzed, and you're taking a page out of my book, which I do not appreciate. Fortunately for me, I have the natural cure, so I up the fuck out of there and I switch out, and I think I switch into my Wheezing. Yes, I do switch into my Wheezing, and he Volt switches up on out of there, which is nice because it's a physically defensive Pokemon, and the only two Pokemon that he can switch into are physically offensive. So I'm pretty happy when I see that, and then out comes this fucking monster. And I'm like, god damn it, I'm about to die to an outrage. But it's okay, because I just say, fuck it, I might as well just burn this thing, and maybe he'll overpredict, which I think he does do right here, because he throws Rock Tomb at me, which I think was meant for the Gardevoir. But Weezing just kind of laughs at this, and he's like, I'm already slow as balls, bitch! So I lose no health, I drop down in speed, and I crisp this fucking dragon, which I love. So he keeps Rock Tombing me, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. It's time to make things wet out here. So I use Rain Dance, and now the field is soaking wet. Y'all know what time it is. I figured he'd take me out at this point, but he doesn't. So I go for the Memento, and Weezing's like, bouncing the fuck out of here, boy. Time to send in the big guns. So Weezing faints to his own Memento, and I send out the Kingdra. Somebody bring a broom. It's time. Alright, so Kingdra's he's pretty much got this one locked up. He thinks. So he throws an Ice Beam at this dragon, but Jake decides that his little mustache wants to get cold, so I accidentally throw this Ice Beam right at this thing's fucking mustache. But it's okay, because I'm in the rain, and I got Scald, because I didn't bring Hydro Mist, because I always miss those moves. So I Scald to the face, Probopass drops, no more mustache, looking good. Out comes the Garchomp again. Finish that off 1, 2, 3 with an Ice Beam. No big deal there. And now there's only one thing that I'm worried about, and it's this Lucario and his priority attacks. I'm only at 59%, and I'm about to take some Life Orb damage. So oh wait, okay, the Life Orb damage already took effect. So I'm at 59%, and I'm like, damn. I wonder if he can take me out with a Life Orb attack. He goes for the extreme speed, knocks me down to 16%. I'm sitting nice and happy in the rain, throw a Scald in his face, and the match is over. Honestly, that was a pretty good match, and Jake battled like a champ. It probably would have been his game had it not been for the level 100 Pobo Pass that he brought the first time. So well played, sir. Anyway, the Steel City Snorlax finished out the week with a 3-0 victory, which brings us to a 1-1 record, and things are looking up. See y'all next week, and for now, this is Recon Jack signing off.